I'm Alexia Nadidi Tete, and I attend Wesley Girls High School. I'm 15, yeah, and I'm a business student.
Okay. Okay, that's good. So I guess these are the only information that you want me to know for now.
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, so it's unfortunate I had to let you introduce yourself before me introducing myself to you, but regardless, it doesn't matter. So welcome to Omega Vacation Classes. This is your financial accounting page, facilitated by myself in the person of Ebenezer Yao Amua. Now, for the sake of you calling me or something, you can say Sir Eben or Mr. Amua. Okay, and yes, you told me your age. Do I need to tell you?
Yes, please.
If I tell you my, you run away. Okay. But just so you have something to tell Daddy, I'm 72 years old, and yeah, the age that you don't believe.
Yes.
Because I should have retired by now. I'm 72. Okay, that's just by the way.
Yes.
I'm a teacher in St. Augustine's College. I teach financial accounting and sometimes business management. And yes, I've been here for the past 7 years.
Oh, okay.
What else? What else? What else? I believe. Okay, my favorite food is rice balls with groundnut soup.
Hey,
Okay, so
that's my brother's favorite.
oh really? Then that's good to hear. Okay, so I think that is all that you need to know for now. I'll add on as and when necessary, or if you request that I tell you certain things, I would. Okay, so today being the first class, I wish that all the others could join so that we could set the ball rolling by way of going through the following as you see on my screen. So I was going to welcome all of you, and we would look at certain rules and conduct to govern us. And then also, I think we'll get to know ourselves. Now I'm getting to know you. I know your name. At least I know your age, your school. But I'm sure if the others were here, would have done that. And we would also look at the topics you have discussed so far in school. And then we'll talk about any other relevant matter. Right, but since the others are not here, I think we'll go ahead and do it. If they're able to join, fine. If not, we shouldn't let them be an obstacle. Okay, so welcome address by Mr. Amor. I think I've done that with you, so let's skip that one and go to rules and conduct expected in the financial accounting class. Okay, so I really love, getting rules and the regulations stated by doing a collaboration with my students so that they feel part of stating the rules, because if I give you the rules without your input, then if you break them, you may not feel so much of a remorse because you had no input. So I prefer when my students have inputs in the rules and regulations. So I'm going to give you mine, and if you want to add on or subtract, which I would have to consider critically before I subtract, then you can go ahead and tell me. So rules, They are nothing huge or nothing complex. My first rule is always attend class. Always attend class. If it is not possible, give me heads up on time so that I would know that you would miss the class for this particular reason. The reason why I put in that rule is to ensure consistency with attending class, because if you are not consistent with attending classes, I can assure you, you are going to be the confused student ever on planet Earth. Because what we learn here is a continuum. We learn A today, we progress to B in that order. So if you miss a class, it's going to affect you, even though all lessons are going to be recorded and shared in the page. I'm wishing and I'm praying that you would be able to join class always, except in times where you can't, and for that matter, you would give me a notice. Okay. Knowing ourselves, I think we have done that. So let me still go on to the rules. Rule number 2, please do all assignments and exercises and make sure you meet deadlines for me. Rule number 3, I think yesterday, if you joined the orientation session, Mr. Jato gave us a list of some rules regarding how we go about our class on Zoom. So number 1 is your video is always off unless the teacher asks you to do so. The reason being that we want you to save your bundle and also not to distract the class with your, some may not necessarily be in a quiet place or an environment that is very silent. Okay, so if you share your video, for instance, and let's say you are in the shop, then people are passing through, it's going to distract the class. So that's why we don't share videos unless the teacher requires you to do so. If you want to say anything, you put up your hand by going to the reaction button on your Zoom app. You raise your hand, you'll be called on to speak your mind. The next rule is about the creation of the personal page, personal subject page, yes. So I would require you to create a page for financial accounting. And the membership is going to be yourself, myself, and your parents. So you could add mommy or daddy or both. That is dependent on you. Right. Now, the purpose of that personal page is to have a discussion on our assignment and exercises. So that is where you are going to submit all your assignment and exercises. I'll mark them and then also give you feedback on that same page. Your parents have been added at least to see your progress, right? And taking the necessary actions where they have to, and then reward you sometimes. I can tell that for some, I think last year, yes, a parent bought a gift for the award because the marks she was scoring was very good. So that's the essence of the private personal page or private subject page. So you do one for accounting, you do one for all the other courses that you have registered. The membership again is yourself, myself, and any of your parents or both of them. Okay, what rule again am I leaving out? This is not a rule, it's more or less like an advice, but I'll caption it as a rule because it's very important. Please feel free to share anything regarding the subjects you might be struggling with. Okay. If it becomes necessary that I have to schedule a time with you alone to discuss certain things you didn't understand well, please feel free to let me know. I'm ready to offer that assistance as well. Okay, so these are my rules and regulations. Do you want to say anything about that before we move on?
No, please.
Oh, so you have no subtraction. Maybe you want to tell me, or say, please, can you remove this rule? Or
No, please, I don't.
okay, would you add some yourself?
I don't think so.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, topics discussed so far in school. So, what are some of the topics that you have discussed in school?
We started with the nature and functions of accounting. Then we ended with the accounting equation.
Okay, so the nature and functions accounting and the accounting equation. Okay, so you did you discuss the double entry principle?
No, please.
Okay, that's fine. So for me to be convinced, I think you would have to brief me on, just in summary, or how you went about the discussions on these topics. So let's pick the nature and functions of accounting first. So what were some of the things that your teacher told you or you learned?
We talked about like the meaning of accounting, the definition of accounting, and we learned that accounting is the collection, recording, evaluation, and communication of events in monetary terms. And we also talked about the purpose of accounting, that it satisfies legal requirements, it provides reliable information in economic resources. We also talked about the users of account customers, the employees, and the rest. We also talked about bookkeeping, and that is the act of making records in the proper books of accounting. We talked about the characteristics of um, um, accounting information. That it must be reliable, understandable, complete, and the rest. And we also talked about the careers in accounting, like
Okay.
the accountant, the financial analyst. Yes. And for the accounting equation, sorry, we learned that capital is always equal to assets. But in the case where liabilities, like, how do I want to explain it? In the case where liabilities are present, assets is equal to capital plus liabilities.
Okay.
Yes. So please, practically, that's what it is.
Okay, so thank you for the summary, but I guess I'll be asking you some questions along the line, so I get a very good perspective of. Okay, so yes, like you rightly said, you defined accounting. So what did you learn about accounting as being the definition of accounting?
So please, are you asking what I learned from the definition of accounting?
Yes, as in, for instance, if you meet an economics, a general art student, and he or she asks you to briefly, as in convince him on what accounting is, what would you say?
I would say that accounting is mainly about dealing with matters that can be quantified in monetary terms.
Okay.
So yes. So if there are no matters that can be quantified in monetary terms, I'll not term it as accounting.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm asking that because I wanted to clarify some issues there. You see, accounting over the years have evolved to the extent that now accounting is not only about the financials, as in the monetary issues. Okay, so accounting as a body of knowledge encompasses the financial aspect, like you are saying, the monetary aspect, and some non-financial aspect. Okay, now what is mainly concerned with the financial aspect is what we call the financial accounting, right? Because we have other forms of accounting. Okay, let me acknowledge Bishop. Bishop, you are welcome. Good morning. Okay, I'll quickly get you up to what we are discussing, but let me finish my point. So, Prof. Alexia, accounting in itself is, gathering information or gathering data, and processing them into meaningful information for certain people to use that information to make decisions, right? At that point, the information could be financial or non-financial. When it is financial, that is when we say that it is financial accounting. Okay, so the accounting that focuses on only monetary transactions or events that can be measured in monetary terms is the financial accounting. But we have other forms of accounting, for instance, like environmental accounting. We have auditing, we have taxation, we have management accounting, we have cost accounting, which I believe your colleagues in the business 3 class are studying as one of their elective subjects, right? So accounting in itself is not only focusing on the transactions that can be measured in monetary terms. It is an aspect of accounting, which is the financial accounting, that seeks to look at only the events that can be measured in monetary terms. I don't know, Madam Alexia, if I've been able to convince you or confuse you. So let me hear something from you.
No, sir, please, I understand.
Okay, thank you. So, Sir Bishop, you are welcome once again. I happen to have a nice chat with Madam Alexia on knowing her. So I guess you would also have to tell us a bit about you. And then we also looked at the topics that you treated back in school. And I think I gave in some basic rules, which I may repeat for your sake. And then currently we're looking at getting a bit of the topics that you treated in school. So, Sir Bishop, the ball is in your court now. Tell us about yourself, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, sir. Bishop Atta from St. Augustine's. Okay, we were able to cover the introduction of accounting, the accounting equation, and I wanted to know something more about the auditing accounting.
Okay. So, if I got you right, you said you did a bit about is it the double entry or the balance sheet?
We did the balance sheet.
Okay. Okay. So, thank you for that brief introduction. But you see, funny enough, you said you are Bishop Atta from St. Augustine's. Okay, well, you decided not to tell us where you were born, but where you school. Regardless, thank you so much. You didn't tell us your favorite food. You didn't tell us your age. I think, Madam Alexia, if you want him to say something further, you can go ahead and ask him. Or if you're okay with his name, then we can move on.
Sir, please, I'm okay with this name.
Okay, good. So, Sir Bishops, We wanted to know a bit about the auditing accounting. So basically, I was speaking about the first topic, which is the nature and functions of accounting, which is the introduction of accounting. And I've been able to convince Madam Alexia that when we speak of accounting, ACCOUNTING, accounting is part of our lives. Every day we do accounting. What is accounting? The word account means to report, right? I remember back in GHS, probably we were told to write a letter to the headmaster giving an account of a fight between two boys or something. So if you are asked to give account, it means you have to report on something that was entrusted to you. It could be resources or any other thing. So accounting in itself is reporting. What are you reporting? You are reporting on some data that you have gathered and processed into some meaningful information. Okay, so you report to the people, which we call the interested users of accounting information, so that they can use this information to take decisions, right? Now, if we dissect accounting, then we could say that we have several forms or branches of accounting. And I was mentioning the common one, which is the financial accounting you are taking as a subject, which only looks at the monetary event or transaction that can be measured in money terms. So that's the financial accounting. We have the cost accounting. The cost accounting only focuses on, getting to know the price, the cost that went into providing a service or a product. So they are more fixated on the cost of an item. Now, I spoke of auditing. Auditing is that aspect of accounting that looks at, hear me well, is that branch of accounting that looks at ensuring that resources entrusted in the hands of people were judiciously and effectively used. Okay, so that is why, for instance, an auditor will go to the accountant to ask for receipts, invoices, etc., to check if indeed the accountant has done the recording very well. And I don't know if any of you have been able to watch these public accounts committee meetings before, where people are called on to come and answer certain questions because they did not do certain things well, right? So that's that aspect of accounting. They seek to look at how resources have been effectively used, okay, and express opinion that, oh yes, resources have been used well, and that whatever the accountant is providing as the position of the business is true and fair. Auditing is one of the courses you take on in the tertiary level. It is one area that is so interesting, right? So you know that one of the careers is being an auditor, right? And I think I'll speak more about that later on, unless Bishop still wants me to go ahead ranting on auditing. I think you take the information I've given you for now. We'll talk about it more later. We also have environmental accounting, which basically looks at, considering how people are using the environment or how the environment is being destroyed or preserved, and provide information for interested people to take the necessary actions, right? We have forensic accounting. Forensic accounting looks at, more of them are into the insurance and investigative industry, where they seek to investigate into why certain things happened and bring out report. So for instance, with the insurance people, if you go and insure your building against fire or anything, and then it happens that your building is burnt, a forensic accountant would come around to check what happened, why, okay, to be able to provide reports for the insurance company to make the necessary or take the necessary decision. So we have a lot of forms of accounting, right? But for you now, you are only focused on financial accounting and those in business 3, cost accounting. But I believe you were also given information about management accounting. So management accounting combines other forms of accounting to be able to take decision, right? And just borrowing from the knowledge you have that management is a user of accounting information. And who are management? Let me find out from. When we say management, who are they? Okay, let me pick Alexia first. A before B. So Alexia, management, who are they? What were you told about management as users of accounting information? Alexia. Okay.
Management are the people. Please, management are the people who see to the day-to-day running of the business, and they need the accounting information to know whether they need the accounting information to be able to do their jobs well.
Okay, that's true. So they need the accounting information to be able to, put in strategies to ensure the smooth running of the business. So the management are the okay, Sir Bishop wants to say something before I continue. Sir Bishop.
Okay. Please, what I know about management is that they are a group of people who come together with the
Sir Bishop, we got you from the beginning, but come again. The end we didn't get you.
Okay, sir. Please, what I know about management is that they are a group of people who come together with the same aim to be achieved.
Okay. So I think both of you are emphasizing the fact that these are a group of people or individuals who seek to do everything possible to ensure that a business, succeeds. Okay, so they ensure the smooth running of a business. So let's cite examples so that some of these things can be very real to us. If we take the family as a business, who are the management? Obviously, it's your father and your mom. If it's a bigger family, then you can bring in your grandmother, grandfather, uncles, and stuff, because they see to the day-to-day running of the family, right? Now, if we go into the context of the business world, for instance, if we take the which one? Let me take MTN, for instance. MTN has a management which will be composed of the board of directors, the chief executive officer, or the general manager, etc. Right? If you go to a bank, you have the manager there. The board of directors are mostly hidden. You don't see them at the front line. Yeah, but I think the bank manager, even him, sometimes you have to go to a certain office before you can see him, right? But these are the couple of people who do the management of a business, right? So just to give you something to work with. So management accountant basically has to do with these people, gathering information to ensure that they can run the business very well. Okay. So you people have just made me aware that you're okay with the definitions of accounting, the branches of accounting or the forms of accounting, which I have also thrown more light on. And you did the uses of accounting information and characteristics of accounting information, which you spoke about relevance, reliability, understandability, etc. And I think you did compare and contrast between the 3 forms of accounting, which are financial accounting, cost accounting, and management accounting. Now, to the accounting equation, yes. Please, what did you read or learn about accounting equation? Now, before you do that, let me tell you something. If this session ends, you see, I put it on the page, first session, second session. So you would join with the second session details when this one ends. I think we are ending in the next minute. So when it ends, just rejoin with the second session details. I hope that is clear.
Yes,